I have a really good feeling about doing this show today, about this review of the Vista Audio Zest. It's a stereo integrated amplifier, handcrafted in Serbia. It's a Class AB, not D design. Puts out 30 watts a channel, but feels stronger than that. And it's really well built. It has a huge transformer inside for a 30 watt per channel amplifier. It's actually a custom transformer built just for Vista Audio. Now, the other thing I really like about it is that it is a no frills design. I like that. Now, you may not, but it doesn't have a remote control. It does not have a built-in phono preamp. It doesn't have digital connectivity. It just sounds really, really good. Now, oh, by the way, the price is $579. That's in North America. And they also have distribution in North America. So if you have any service issues, you don't have to ship it back to Serbia. It gets handled here. As for the rest of the world, they sell direct from Serbia and offer service from Serbia. This is a very small amplifier. It's less than 6 inches wide, and it's about 12¼ inches deep. So it's ideal for desktop use, but of course you can use it in a full-size system. I guarantee you don't need an owner's manual to figure out how to use this little amplifier. Look at the back panel. It has 2 sets of RCA inputs, some nicely done binding posts, an IEC outlet for the power, and that's it. There is no remote control. Did I say that earlier? I think so, right? No remote control. This is a no-frills design that puts all of the budget, the design budget, goes into making the best possible sounding amplifier they can. Now, 5 years ago, I reviewed its little brother, the Vista Spark. That was a 20 watt per channel amp. It's still in production. It's now called the Spark 3, still 20 watts a channel. And that's a terrific little amplifier. But this one today is like the Spark on steroids. It's a bulked up, more powerful, more grunt to the sound than the little Spark could muster. Now, if you have a turntable, there's a quick solution here, and that is to buy the Shit Manny 2 phono preamp. It's $149. It works with moving coil, moving magnet, and moving iron cartridges, and it's really phenomenal. Way better phono performance than you would get from any $1,000 integrated amplifier I know. And if you're into digital, the Shit Manny DAC sells for $129 is what I would recommend. Now, of course, if you have a CD player, you just take the analog outputs of the CD player on the Zest, and you're good to go. Now, as for the speakers I used over the course of this review, I selected 2. The Bowers & Wilkins 607 S2, and also, you guys know that one, and also the Sound Artist clone of an LS35A, which I absolutely love, $600 a pair. I reviewed it recently on the channel, and I will link to that review. But the thing about that LS35A is it is a very low sensitivity design. It's rated at 83 dB, and it's a high impedance design. It is rated at 11 ohms. So it's kind of hard to drive. I was curious to see how those 30 watts per channel would dance with these very hard to drive speakers. Okay, so the first piece of music I played was this Herb Alpert CD, Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass. They were huge, huge in the 60s, well into the 70s as an instrumental pop band. It's hard to imagine now. But anyway, yes, they absolutely did. They sold gazillions of records. And it's very well crafted and very well recorded. And listening to that trumpet, listening to Herb Alpert's trumpet over the 607s, driven by the Zest, yeah, I'm thinking, this is serious audio. This is audiophile quality for a very reasonable price. Now, I was using my Cambridge CXC CD transport and also an Emotiva DRA3 DAC. I wanted to push those 30 watts a little harder, so I put on this CD by Antonio Sanchez. This is the score for the movie Birdman. Now, the score is mostly Antonio Sanchez on a drum kit. It's a very innovative idea, a fantastic idea, and it just suited this movie so well. Anyway, and Sanchez just has so many colors and shapes and rhythms that he's supplying to fill in this movie, to drive this movie, to push this movie, give this energy, this kick. Really impressive. And speaking of kick, the kick drum had like real impact with these little speakers. And his cymbals, he does a lot of very delicate cymbal work and crash. Gorgeous. Really, really gorgeous. It's a very dynamic recording, and those 30 watts were being put to very good use. Next up was the Sound Artist LS35A. Very different sounding speaker compared to the 607. The LS35A is warmer, fuller, softer on top, but really, really beautiful sounding. And again, I play the Antonio Sanchez Birdman CD, and yes, it was held back to some degree because it's a lower sensitivity design and it's a high impedance design, 11 ohms. So it didn't have quite that kick to it, but it was very satisfying. Just, I don't know, it's very, let's say, I'm sorry, I got to use this word, musical, this combination of the Zest and the LS35A. The next on my agenda was vocal music. And I selected this Diana Krall CD. It was recorded at Capitol Records in Los Angeles with a legendary engineer, Al Schmidt. Now, Mr. Schmidt recorded Diana Krall, but he also recorded Duke Ellington and Frank Sinatra and Steely Dan and so many great bands. Elvis Presley. The guy had the touch. He passed away a few years ago. But anyway, this recording is freaking gorgeous. The vocal, and of course, Diana plays piano. So just that sense of amazing musicians singing and playing, coming over these LS35As was like, this is good stuff. Diana's vocals were recorded very close up, and that presence, that immediacy, that like she's right there sound was right on the money. I was like, this is the good stuff. I'm listening to a system, well, the amp and the speakers together are less than $1,200, and they definitely qualify, the combination of the two, definitely qualify as audiophile level sound. No doubt about it. I think I'm ready to slide right into, so Steve, what do you really think of the Vista Audio Zest integrated amplifier? I think this is for the right kind of buyer. That's not for everybody, that's what I mean. It's not for the person who needs the remote control and needs all the connectivity inside the box. Right, this isn't for you. But if you're shooting for great sound and you don't want to spend a lot of money and the sound is the top priority, this amp is definitely worth consideration because it really does deliver, even with difficult to drive speakers like the Sound Artist LS35A. So for that, it gets my highest respect. And for you people out there who are looking for this type of amplifier, yeah, I think the Zest is the one that you should be thinking about seriously. Definitely. And speaking of being serious, yes, it is now time for, you know it, you love it, the Audiophiliac viewer system of the day. Jeff sent in these gorgeous pictures. He lives in San Diego, California. He's had tube stuff. He's had vintage Japanese integrated amplifiers and Bozak and Klipsch and Sonus Faber and Tecton speakers. But today, we're going to look at his current system. His amplifier is a Parasound Halo A21 Plus. Preamp Icon Audio LA4 Mark III with 6 SN7 tubes. Speakers Von Schweikert VR33. Turntable MoFi Ultratech. The cartridge is a Hanna ML moving coil. Phono preamp is Sutherland KC Vibe Mark II. For streaming, an Eversolo A6 Master Edition. Oh, that gorgeous reel-to-reel, you know what that is. That's a Revox A77 Mark IV. And from 1988, his Sony CDP 707 ESD. Thank you, Jeff. All right, we are back. My name is Steve Guttenberg, and I am the Audiophiliac. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you would like to help support this channel, super easy to do. Check out my Patreon, The address is on the screen right now, and the link is below in the description box. And I would truly appreciate you guys kicking in a buck or two here and there to keep this thing going. And at the top 2 levels, $50 a month or $100 a month, you and I will have a conversation one-on-one every month at the beginning of the month. It's coming right up. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you again for watching, and I truly do hope to see you back here again very, very soon. Bye-bye.